What else is good?
Did you know that there are companies that are 3D printing houses?
For real? Well,
Isn't that insane?
where?
I don't probably in the States, probably predominantly, but like they'll have these tracks. I guess they'll flatten out a piece of land and then they'll install these tracks. And then you have this like arch looking thing that slides up and down that track. And as it slides up and down, there's a 3D printing concrete looking thing that just like 3D prints the house layer by layer.
How
And
long does it
apparently they're
take?
really strong. I don't know, probably like a week, couple weeks. I don't know, it depends.
Is it
But think
cool?
about how fast you could, as soon as you set it up, it's like go. This takes 3 days. Let's just come back in 3 days and like
It's cool, but like, where are the jobs going?
so all the jobs are going to the techie computer science coding.
So about all the builders and all the
I don't know,
manual
but it
laborers.
makes like dude, think about a construction company that requires, let's just say 50 guys or women, 50 people to build a house that takes, I don't know, a month to make. Like if you 3D print, you buy one of those 3D printing house makers for like, I don't know, 10 million and it pays itself off over like
Yeah, I get
five, ten
that. I get
years.
it's good for the business. What about like the working class?
I
You know
don't
what I'm
know.
saying? Like I get it. It's good for the business, and if you're a business owner, like yeah, you'd want that. But in reality, if you're working class and you want to feed your family, but now you can't because the company bought a robot
Yeah.
that does it. Now you don't have a job.
I feel like the working class eventually will have to shift into something else. So, for example, working class would be like plumbers, construction workers. Like, is that kind of like the blue collar type working jobs?
That's some of them. Yeah, there's
Oh, I
many.
get. Sorry, you said working class. Sorry, I was thinking blue collar. But I think the jobs that are all within the realm of like that are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence and machines, they're naturally going to shift into well. Now the working class job is like coding. So like everyone's going to
But not
code.
everyone can code.
Think about how, like, back in the day, people would, and this is not to shit on plumbers, it's just the first job that comes up to my mind. So, like, a plumber would go to college for like a year, 2 years, and then they make a solid living, raise a family, live a good life off of that in like the 1950s. Come closer to 2000s, a lot of people have to begin to learn to code, and everything's becoming more tech focused. The world is becoming more tech focused, jobs are becoming more tech focused, where it's like, okay, now we don't really have that much of a demand for plumbers, and you make more being a computer science person, so
This is
everyone's doing
this
that.
is looking at the view of people that are up and coming now, like the younger generation will
Yeah,
not be
yeah.
learning as much. For example, we're talking about is plumbing. They won't be learning as much about plumbing if we had a machine that would plumb for
Hmm.
us. But what about the people that are in it now? Those people are going to suffer. So now those people's jobs and their value and what they earn is going to be down here.
I mean, I'm not in a position to like know what they should do or would do or what I would do, but it's kind of just like, look, times are changing. What are you like? What are you gonna do? Like, just hold on to your job as long as you can and be stubborn and not
Some people don't
move.
have a choice, bro.
Oh, that's
It's
what I'm saying.
optimistic to be like, yeah, okay, I'm
No, no,
done.
but that's the point. You have no choice but to learn something new and find the next thing.
Possibility, but also they have no choice but to stay in this job that is secure, rather than throw everything they have away to learn something new. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it depends on like
Like
their
I'd rather stay
age
building
and
houses.
job and stuff. But
Yeah,
like,
even not even if they're
well,
like 30 and like they have a kid. It's like I can't just leave this construction job because if I leave for a week, 2 weeks, that's bare minimum to learn something new. How long has it taken me to learn music? Years. For me to like start getting paid off of it. Years. They don't have the time to
yeah,
do
but
that.
like you could say that the working class, like being a beat maker, is not a working class job.
I
That's a
know, it's an
very
example. It's an
high
example.
skill job. So like the next working class
But like
type
I can't
job,
build a house. I can't plumb a toilet.
no, but there's other
I
like
can't do
entry level
electrical.
jobs in other sectors that you could do.
Like what? What do you mean?
Like say I'm a construction worker and it's like, guys, in 1 year we're completely being taken over by robots, this company. So like just a heads up, find a new job within the next year. It's like, okay, well, what am I good at? Swimming and piano lessons. Like, okay, well, cool. I'm gonna start teaching people how to swim or giving piano lessons or just shot in the dark. Let's try like being a dental hygienist. Like,
Nah, I get that that's cool, but that's not practical, bro. That's not practical. That's not practical at all.
well,
Because
what's
what?
more
Now you're
practical?
gonna be
That
construction?
well, what's more practical? That or staying in a sector that's dying and it's like, okay, well, in 5 years I'm gonna have no money, so I better make a move now.
But so you're saying this person that's working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week on construction, it's gonna have the time to learn to do something new and support their family. No chance.
I it's sink or swim.
Sink or swim. But now this person is gonna lose their job and they can teach swimming or they can teach piano. They're not gonna be making the same amount of
They're gonna
money.
have to do something,
Yeah, but
but then you adjust your life accordingly.
to some that might be easy, but I don't think that's easy for
Oh, I
everybody.
don't. Yeah, this is like purely just
It's
conversational,
I think
theoretical.
it's an
Like it's
optimistic view that you have, like glass
yeah,
half
no,
full.
well, I have like I wouldn't necessarily optimistic. Mine's like a very dark, like just is just the harsh truth. Like there's no sympathy or empathy. It's like, okay, well
No,
your job's
the harsh truth is that they're gonna lose their jobs and then have no money to support families. That's the harsh truth.
yeah. But then so they have to like figure something out. Whether it's okay, it's like if we were to lose our jobs in the restaurant industry, COVID says all restaurants are shut down forevermore. Are we just gonna be like, fuck it? I guess we're just gonna be jobless. Like
Yeah, but
we have to do
we don't have the same
something.
commitments. We don't have the same bills. We don't have kids. We don't have a
Yeah,
partner. We
but
don't have
even
a
if we
house.
did or didn't, it doesn't change the fact that you got to do something.
Think about people at our work that have families.
Okay, if I had a family and someone said, and COVID was like shut down the restaurants, effective today, right now, you no longer have a job. I would say, shit, I need money to feed my child. I would look up on like job.com what's open. I can do construction. I can work for the government. I could do assistant for some law firm. I'm just going to pick one because I have to.
But you have to be an assistant at a law firm, you have to go to school. You have to do all this stuff.
Like like a secretary or something.
Yeah, the secretaries that are doing it are people that are in the same field. That
Like,
want to be an accountant
Okay,
later
well
on.
let's just pretend. Okay, well then I wouldn't choose law
So
firm.
say you lost your job in the restaurant industry, you have a family to support, and you want to look for something quick. You crash because there's bills coming, and you have kids to pay for. What are you gonna look for? You're gonna look for another job that's like that, where like at a grocery store. You can't because now grocery stores are being taken over by machines. Okay, let's find something else to do. That's easy. Can't.
I think, well, here's the thing. It's not like all jobs all at the same time 100% are fully taken over by machines. It's a very slow process. So you can find something that's not
So
fully
you'd be
taken
hopping
over.
from
Yeah.
construction to cashier at a
Sure.
thing. But that's
But dude,
how is that sustainable either?
think about immigrants who come here and they work at Tim Hortons in the morning and they're a janitor for a school at night and they get at least 4 hours a night, but they have to do what they have to do to support their spouse and their 3 children that they brought over from another country that doesn't even speak English. Like, what are you going to
Okay,
tell
so now
them?
you're gonna tell this person that they're both losing their job, that they have to go find a new one
Yes.
with all these bills to pay.
Yes.
It's not easy.
Of course it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Like, okay, so what's the alternative? Oh, this shouldn't be happening. I'm gonna like riot and like protest against machines taking over. It's like, well, that's inevitable. That's not gonna happen. Sure, it's not gonna happen fell swoop, all industries across the world completely taken over by machines. That's why I'm saying it's not like the construction worker wakes up the next morning and the whole world is run over by machines. It's like 1-2 companies a year that get more machines.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have the face of like, they're not going to have to face, holy shit, the world is totally different now. It's like, okay, the world is pretty different, but there still are jobs that are relatively in my field. We're not fully taken over by machines yet. I can still make a living. Sure, it might be less. It's going to be harder. I'm going to have to work more, save more, spend less. But like, that's just what life is. Like, I don't know. I get what you're saying where it's like, this isn't right. This shouldn't happen. But like, tell that to the immigrant family that's working 2 jobs. The kids are working jobs. The dad's working jobs. No one has time to play sports. They don't have time to watch TV. They're always working. Like, what are you going to tell them? Oh, you guys should have found something in your field. It's like, well, they have to do what they got to do
Exactly,
to make
so
ends meet. Doesn't matter
They
what.
can't if everything's being taken over.
That's what I'm saying. Not everything's taken over.
It will be at a point where like
Yeah.
it's harder to find. It gets
But
even
at
tighter
that-
and tighter
at
and
that
tighter.
point, then they got to do it again and find a new job when machines take over. But if we were to lose a job today because restaurants are taken over by machines, we could go into working for the government, planting gardens and shit.
Yeah, but that's easy for us because we don't have commitments. Think about the people that work that have families.
But you have school to pay off. You have to pay your own bills. You have to
Still,
buy groceries.
it's not even near.
It's not the same.
Not even near the same as having
But
kids.
you have the time to come home and make beats and play video games. If you had a kid and a spouse to support, you just wouldn't have time for that.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, it's a harsh. I don't like saying it. I don't like looking like the bad guy where I'm just like, it is what it is. But at the same time, it is what it is. Like, if I had a child and a family, I would probably not posting TikToks. I probably wouldn't be filming this podcast with you now. Like, I would be, okay, I just need 2 jobs. Could be anything. Minimum wage, I don't care. I just need the hours to put in to save up to support my family. And that's shitty. I hope no one goes through that. But people do go through that.
Maybe it's not shitty also. Maybe that's what they want to do as well.
There you go. Maybe they want that too. I don't know. We're talking about like the extremes. It's not going to happen that extremely.
Yeah, fair.
It'll be like a very slow. It's like, oh, over the years, eventually, wow, all these companies are actually being taken over by machines and robots. Like my sector, my industry is phasing out. I should probably do something in the next 5-10 years. It's not going to happen overnight. And we're
Yeah, that's
using
fair.
that as an example, which obviously makes it more dire and extreme, but like, Like think like kids, the skill set of someone
Kids are
in the
getting
19
taken over by robots.
Think about it like this: the kids.
My kid is a robot. I woke up and my kid was a robot.
I am a robot. The kids that grew up in the 1950s needed and have a very different skill set than the kids that are going to be growing up in
For sure.
2050.
Yeah, but that's looking at it from being able to train them at a young age. Which I
Yeah.
get. I get the training at a
but
young
yeah,
age.
yeah, yeah.
Those trainings will be morphed into more modern and
It'll fit like the society that we're in.
exactly. But I'm thinking about the people that are like 65 that are still working at this job and now their jobs are getting taken over, you know? It's like, fuck. Say I don't want to keep bringing this up, but it's like, say you're like 50 and you're working somewhere to make ends meet still, and now your job is getting replaced. Who's hiring people that are 50, 60, 70?
Somewhere's got to, like, there's
Yeah.
money somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it might be shitty, like minimum wage, jobs that are looked down on. I'm not going to give examples, but like, it's either that or starve. Like, I don't, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like also it'd be different if we had a family and spouse and children to take care of. It's like, you wouldn't even be thinking, this is unfair. You'd just be like, this sucks. I need to find money right now. You probably we wouldn't even have this discussion. Really. We'd just be like, what's the next thing right now?
To make that.
So yeah, again, this is all just hypothetical. We're in very fortunate positions to have streams of money coming in, to feel comfortable, to not have these responsibilities.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool topic. I think we have to also review what we talked about. Make sure there's nothing that is insensitive being said.
At the end of the day, I guess my lesson is that if shit hits the fan, it's sink or swim. So start swimming. Do something.
Yeah.
If you just give up and sink, then that's your own fault.
My argument is that like it's not that easy.
I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, saying it's hard.
You're just like sink or swim. And it's like, for me, it's like some people just can't.
You could reduce it down to it is just sink or swim. I guess that's what I'm taking all the fluff, all the emotion out of it. I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to do? I need money right now.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah, fair.
So, but I get your side too, where it's like, it's not easy. It's unfair. It's an injustice, whatever. Like it's cruel even, you know, people have dreams and they're supporting a family and now they have to like work this less paying job just to survive. People do that already right now all over the world.
Yeah.
So like who should we be crying to? Nobody. I don't know. It's very harsh the way I'm saying it. It's very harsh. I'm not normally this harsh, I guess, but
okay, so people can 3D print houses. Was the topic of this. So where were we going with that?
I just thought it was cool. Of like, I thought, how is the housing market going to change? That's where I wanted to take it.
I was going to bring it to that housing market, you know.